Hello guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about step number 11 of how to sell your unit in Miami Beach and Norway Village, your waterfront unit. We're almost there, and that step is how to make sure that you have a smooth closing process. With other words, how do you avoid headache and wasting time and money with the wrong buyer? And the first step is you have to make sure that you or your agent follow the deadlines. The deadlines of the contract. It is very important that you identify these deadlines and you follow up with them ahead of time. And the first deadline that you should be concerned is about escrow deposit. Once you go on the contract with a buyer, the buyer needs to deposit money in an escrow account. So you have to make sure that that money is deposited on time and that you get an escrow letter from the title company. Very, very, very important. That's the only thing that is going to secure the transaction. The other one that you should follow through is inspection period. Once you get on the contract with a buyer, the buyer is going to ask you on the contract for some time to inspect the unit. That time will be most common between 5 to 15 business days. Regular day. 5 to 15 regular days. Do not go on the contract with a buyer that is asking you for 20-day inspection period. Because that buyer most likely is going to either be wasting your time or that buyer is bidding on another unit similar to yours. The third deadline that you should follow up is delivery of the condo docs. By the state of Florida, if you're selling a unit, you as a seller are in the obligation to deliver the proper condominium docs to the new buyer. Rules and regulation, financial statements, and you have to make sure that once you deliver these condominium docs, you get a signed receipt from them. Because starting that day, that buyer has 3 days to review those documents. And after that, he will let you know if he's moving on with the transaction or not. Very important. Step number 4, and this is the most important, the loan commitment date. 90% of the transaction that fell apart before the closing day, they fell apart because of this, the loan commitment date. And what is this? Well, once you get on the contract with a buyer, the buyer is going to provide you with a pre-approval letter. To get on the contract, the buyer is going to give you a pre-approval letter, but that's not enough. That pre-approval is only saying that the lender already checked the buyer's financial ability to pay for the loan. But the bank still have to qualify your unit and the building your unit is in. And they usually ask for 25 to 45 days to do that. And after those 25 or 45 days, if that unit and that building qualify with that lender, you will get a commitment letter. But now, it's after 25 or 45 days, the lender realizes that your unit and your building doesn't qualify with their guidelines. Guess what's going to happen? The buyer gets his security deposit back, he walks away, and your seller are back to square one to start looking for a buyer again. So what do? So make sure before you go on the contract with any buyer that is financing, that make sure that the lender that buyer is using has already closed loan in your building, or that lender, after reviewing the condominium docs and all the qualities of your unit, is going to be able to make the loan. Because it's not, most likely, you're going to be wasting your time with that buyer. Then one more time, guys, if you have any question regarding any of these subjects, please give us a call. And if you cannot wait until next week for the next step, which will be how do you make sure you don't get overcharged at closing, also give us a call. Our call number is 305-219-8343. One more time, thank you for watching, and I see you guys next week.